wonder how your favorite celebrities live? Well, celebrity homes are notorious for larger-than-life ideas where the sky is the limit on what can be built, created, and installed right here at home. Now, we're getting the keys and unlocking these jaw-dropping secrets inside the most incredible celebrity homes in America. I'm Andrea Belke. Come join me. This is Celebrity Homes Unlocked. Today, it's all about Nashville, and more specifically, the gorgeous Tennessee foothills just outside of town. Brad Rempel is the lead singer of country music duo sensation High Valley. Brad and his family have just finished up the build of their stunning cottage getaway, newly furnished by Ashley Home Store, and he's invited me here to check it all out. I'm here for the whole day, so whatever Brad has in store, I'm ready. All right, here we are right outside of Nashville to check out Brad Rempel's beautiful cottage home. It is gorgeous. He told me that I should come ready to sweat, so I'm in my workout clothes. I'm ready to do a home tour and spend the day with him. So let's go check it out. Brad! I think he's home. There he is. What's up?
How are you?
Hello.
Hey, I'm Brad.
Nice to meet you, Andrea.
Nice to meet you, finally.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Thanks for making the drive. You said you wanted a day in the life of, so I figured we were gonna start, working out.
Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go work out.
So I don't have much stuff here, just a jump rope and a resistance band. And
Okay.
I figured, because when you're here hanging out, for us it's like staycation, or I'm riding. I'm not don't have a full gym out here. So I figured we'd start with like a little interval
Okay.
where we start and end with jump rope. And we'll just go for like 50 skips. Is that cool?
Gosh, I'm actually terrible at jump roping. Oh, here we go. Okay. I figured getting our heart rates up would be a prime opportunity to find out a little bit more about Brad. He's constantly on the go, so there was no time to waste. Did you grow up on a farm?
Yeah.
When you're on the road, do you actually keep up with a workout routine?
You have two options on the road, work out and eat good, or eat pizza every day.
Do you work out every day? Is this your everyday routine?
I try to.
Brad, what is one thing most people don't know about you?
I'm afraid of cats.
Can you do the jump rope where you switch it? Like,
oh! So one of us will do air squats, and the other will do these fancy things. This is a trick when you're on the road and people think you actually have muscles, but you don't. You're just on the bus right before the show. You won't tell anybody though,
I won't
right?
tell anyone.
Yeah. So you can do like a few of these.
Okay, what if we did a race up the hill?
I love that idea.
I grew up on a farm in Wisconsin where hills were the gym. After all of that jumping and squatting, it was my time to shine.
I was thinking just a friendly wager, maybe like the loser has to buy dinner tonight.
Okay, fair.
And it has to be Mexican food.
Okay,
All
fair.
right, perfect.
All right, ready,
You get to call it.
set, go. Oh,
Oh, that's cheating.
that is
You beat me.
a lot.
I'm buying dinner. Give me like 10 hours, no, a few minutes to catch my breath and get cleaned up, and then I'll show you the whole house.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Ashley Home Store worked with Brad and his wife to completely deck out this cottage getaway. They spared no detail from design to layout, and the results are stunning. I can't wait to learn more. All right, ready for the home tour.
And I got you some coffee, so that'll help you.
Ew.
That'll help you get ready.
The home is beautiful. So
Thank
I
you.
would love to ask you just about why you decided to make this home and what you had in mind when you were designing it.
Main thing we had in mind was get outside. And if you can't be outside, if it's windy, which obviously today's a beautiful day, but you know, on those cold, windy days, if it's windy or cold, or even in the winter, you want to like feel like you're outside. So tons of glass, so much glass that we almost had no room to put anything in here, but we love it. And yeah, it's just about indoor, outdoor. That's kind of why, no matter if you're in the kitchen or upstairs in the loft, you should be able to see the pond at all times. And I literally like stood out here so many times on my four-wheeler, angling it, trying to figure out where everything should face, you know. And so it's just, our kids are 12 and 9, and we did not want them to grow up staring at a screen. And each year was like more and more of their friends were getting phones and staring at screens, and we decided, let's spend as much time out here as we possibly can.
So what was the intention behind this main room right here where you first walk in?
Well, one of the main intentions was, can we, because this is a small spot, you know, it's like, can we actually fit a kitchen and a dining room and a living area all on this floor? And so that's how we came up with this island. We're like, man, do we really need to put another table in between here? Could this not just be the table?
It's really cool because when you first walk in, there's so much space, it's so high. Was that kind of the goal when you first started designing?
The goal when we first started designing was park dirt bikes in the garage and have a little bathroom attached to it to shower and clean up.
So it wasn't originally going to be a home?
No, it was going to be a garage, and I kept on Googling garage with living quarters, and it was going to be a garage with a little maybe bunk bed above it. So I kind of started thinking, man, wouldn't it be great if I'm going to dirt bike out here anyway and the kids are going to fish, if I could write songs out here with this view? How inspiring would that be? And we just kind of kept adding on a little bit, and now we got to this place where we found out, okay, this isn't just like a garage anymore, this is a straight up cottage.
Yeah, and you designed all of this with your family.
My wife, Rebecca, did together with a lady named Andrea Wolf from Ashley Home Store, and they kind of got on the phone, did a bunch of Zoom calls, and I think it was maybe the coolest gift I could have ever given my wife, because she's like, sweet, you found me a lady who speaks my language and we can just geek out over all this design stuff. I definitely had my opinion big time, but they deserve most of the credit.
What is your favorite piece of furniture or item in this space?
I will tell you exactly what my favorite is. My favorite piece is this, because not only is it like a coffee table, right? But check this out. If you want to help me on that side, there's a handle on each side, and you just lift it up.
Oh, I see. Whew. This is the perfect height for, just like having a laptop and working, and you have this gorgeous view.
Before Brad made his way to Nashville and into the hearts of country music lovers everywhere, he actually grew up in the extreme north of Canada, where the focus was more on family and faith than on technology. I can tell he's tried to preserve a little bit of that here.
I also love, and I'm guessing this was intentional, I like that there's not a TV in this space.
That's very intentional. There's tic-tac-toe though.
Yeah.
Tic-tac-toe was like TV in 1805, so I'm just trying to keep it authentic. My wife is very into gold with iron ore.
Yeah.
Everybody asks us which color this is. It's not black and it's not blue. It's iron ore.
Would someone think that was blue?
People did, yeah. People on Instagram did and still
Really?
do. There's passionate debates about it. Speaking of passionate debates, we were gonna go with the very neutral, standard tile in this bathroom. And we were at the store and we walked by this and thought, man, can we do that? And on a whim, we just decided to do it. And it's my favorite flooring. It's just like, you don't have to admit if you like it or not right now, because people are 50-50 on it, but I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, I like it because this is obviously a new home, and so you know that this is intentionally vintage,
old school.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of vintage, these floors, are from a lumber mill, like an actual sawmill. It's Fox Hardwood out here in Leapers Fork, Tennessee. And we went and got this raw wood. It doesn't click together, it's not tongue and groove, it's literally just pieces of wood. They put them down on the floor and they sand them. You can see like the rough saw marks there.
Yeah.
And while we're here, he just sands it and says how rustic versus clean do you want it to look? And Rebecca had these Pinterest boards showing exactly what color the floor should look. And it was like the most custom floor. And the reason we chose it was you can come from the pond with like gravel in your boots and you're not gonna mess something up. You can have a dog in here. You can't really wreck this floor. It's just like, yeah, we wanted it to feel like the more luxurious she made some of this stuff, the more rustic we wanted the floor to kind of offset it. They made the stairs, by the way, out of the same floor and they built them and it was pretty cool. I'd like to say that I did that, but.
Yeah, did you do any work here?
What do you mean?
Did you?
Yeah, definitely. I did, I painted right in the middle of this. Do you see that white?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I did a lot of that.
Okay, I love these bunk beds.
Thank you.
Is that your idea?
It kind of was. There's a guy named Josh Lapp who helped design the structure, this company out here called Summertown Metals, and I told him I wanted this recessed deck, like we wanted the deck kind of inside the roof, right? And he started looking at it and said, you could fit bunk beds on either side of that thing. And my wife and I instantly were like, that's perfect.
So the boys sleep up here?
Yeah, originally we were gonna have a bedroom, kind of just a loft, pull out sofa or something. And this is so much cooler, and they're actually just smaller than a queen bed, so you can literally have like 2 people per. So you could have the world's largest sleepover up here.
They're really cute. I love those. I love this space. So talk to me about the idea for this space right here.
Yeah, this is where I caved and said, okay, we're gonna have a TV up here, but I still got the same coffee table that raises up, so we kind of envisioned that as more of the like eating living area, and this at night is where people are gonna chill.
And then the artwork, really cool, and I love that you have it on both sides here. Where's the artwork from?
The artwork's also from Ashley Home Store, and we talked about, once again, wanting kind of wooden features to, we've got the woods and we're out here on this land, but it's got kind of that silvery, golden, what do you call that color? Black mixed with cool. Fancy mixed with wood.
My favorite thing about this entire home is being up here and then seeing right through those windows as well, because you have just those gorgeous windows right there.
We drove out here so many times to figure out, getting over in this corner, looking out that window, would we be able to see town, the hills, and the pond at the same time? And that's kind of what it's all centered around.
Yeah, because this is your escape home.
It is. It's my songwriting studio / if I ever get kicked out of the house, this is where I have to sleep, which is a lot better than the doghouse.
Yeah.
And, but no, it's for our family. A lot of families go to the beach or they fly away on vacations, which we used to go to the beach a lot. But now our kids play baseball, basketball, football, 2 boys, 2 different teams, obviously, different ages. We don't really have time ever when we say, let's plan a 2-week trip. Just how would you do that? So instead, we're like, let's plan a 10-minute trip, and we go out here. But that is the view that this whole house is based around.
One thing that was clear right away looking around Brad's cottage was the designer's careful eye for details. The selections from Ashley Home Store put equal focus on the interior and outdoor spaces.
All right, let's check out this little patio area, because the patio porch, what is
I call it a deck. I call it a patio sometimes.
Okay, let's check out this deck, because this is my favorite part of this entire home, because this is gorgeous.
Especially if it's windy outside, you can actually like pretend like it's warmer sitting out here. Have a seat.
Is this little woods area is yours too?
Yeah, we've been building tree forts and stuff down there, and this is Chuck Wicks calling me right now.
Yeah?
Look at that. Chuck Wicks.
Your buddy.
What's up, Chuck? How about you pull up that driveway, see if your truck's got enough juice to make it up that hill, all right?
Chuck Wicks is not only a good friend of Brad's, but he's an incredibly talented songwriter here in Nashville. I had a feeling music would be a big part of this day with Brad. I'm no country music star, but I'm ready to see if I can whip up a chart-topping hit with these two today.
Are we gonna write a song?
We already did. I mean, we're halfway done.
Yeah,
it's on the radio right now.
Literally called him on the way here. I go, got an idea. And he's like, I have a better one.
Before we write the next hit that I'm involved in, as producer of this, I do
You're
want to
the
ask
producer of the song?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good to know.
I do want to know about your relationship. How long have you been friends?
Well, see, I met you, I think, when I used to do a syndicated radio show. And I also an artist, but I would see you at award shows, and then we're like, hey, let's write some time. By the way, this is our first.
This is the first.
This is our first time we've actually written. It took cameras to get us together.
Yeah, it took you to get us together.
It did.
Yeah.
But no, 6 years probably, and then
Been on the show quite a few times. He'd ask me amazing questions, make me laugh, make me awkward sometimes.
Okay.
that's right.
Which now that's your job, I guess. So
Yeah, I guess so.
congratulations.
Have you gone over with Brad the fact that he where he grew up, there was no TVs, nothing. This guy grew up with just the land.
Well, that makes sense though, because he didn't want a TV in this room.
Yeah,
He
we
wanted
just
to-
literally
yeah.
talked about how I fought to
So
not
yeah,
have
we
a TV.
did. That's it.
Yeah. That's what we talked about when we first met. It's kind of like, what did you just say? And I was like, yeah, I grew up without TV and radio, and that is a huge part of getting our kids back here, because we live on a little bit of land, but it's still a neighborhood. But I think part of why we're here, honestly, is because everybody comes to Nashville because they love country music, or at least that's a huge part of why people come here. Tourists come to Nashville because they love country and they've heard these songs about the dirt roads and the backwoods and the hills and the hollers and all that stuff. But they get stuck on Broadway downtown and they never see anything about what those songs were written about. And we wanted to have a spot out here that when we have friends from out of town, we can say, you know what, this is what it's about. This is what Tennessee is really all about.
Now that I've wrapped my head around the motivation for this cottage build and the songwriting Brad plans to do here, I'm ready to see a melody come to life. I guess I'm a music producer now.
All right, should we write some music?
Yeah, she says it so it's so simple.
Yeah.
Hey, write a hit song.
As I'm doing nothing.
Actually,
Well, tell me about what is your songwriting process? I mean, this is the first time you two have gotten together.
so
Kind of like this though, right?
it actually, as we're all sitting here and we get our guitars out, this is actually how it happens in a co-write. You know, Brad sat down and he's like, man, I've been working on this melody, I kind of like it. And he was starting to play it, and he started singing it. And it normally, the big question is what do you start with? Do you start with the lyrics? Do you start with a melody? Do you start with a guitar lick? And I want to say, for most, it starts with how Brad sat down and play what you were playing for, and you just
Yeah.
was
No words. It's
No
always,
words.
and my kids hate me because I'll be trying to record it, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just a cool melody." They're like, "It doesn't sound cool."
sound like Charlie Brown.
I was like, "Someday, someday, someday, but he had actual words.
So then I was like, oh, I like that. And so I said, do it again. I go, yeah, someday I'm gonna take in the sunsets, take all the time on the Rolex. Or no, now I'll be like, oh, do it again. Oh, someday I'm gonna take in the sunsets, take in the time on to pass me down from the grandpa kind of Rolex. Yeah,
And
now.
then I said, shoot, I just wrote a song called Someday last week. And that's often how it goes. It's like, oh man, have I wrote, because we write, I don't know how many you write a week, but quite often you get these weeks where you're just writing and trying to, as much as I like to be old school, the iPhone is a bit of a lifesaver because you're writing down every idea and keeping it. And
Wait, but that sounds really good.
No, we're actually going to write this song and
Yeah.
finish it for sure.
Yeah. But okay, but you can't write someday because you already have that.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, you could change it to
Yeah.
if we like the way that sounds, I'd be like, all right,
Someday.
maybe we just do, yeah, some say you
Oh, that's
should
cool.
take in the sun.
I love Some Say.
Yeah.
Someday later, someday later, some say, hey, don't too. But what do you say? Like, some say this and some say that, but what do you?
But then maybe the hook is like, but I say, I'm gonna hold on to you in the front porch swing on the Saturday night, taking on the home you can't get right. Yeah,
I actually just got goosebumps because I like that.
I'm gonna cry.
you know.
So I'm gonna
So we
record
gotta
this.
record this. You know, some say take this all in, but I say all I need is you. You know.
Yeah, I liked the little last thing you did. Keep it. Did you already forget it?
Yes.
I'm just gonna hold
on to you,
but I
front
say
porch.
I'm just gonna hold
Hold on to you on the front porch swing while I'm kissing your hands. Getting on, they say, baby, yeah, I'm your.
Yeah, doing on the front porch swing while I'm holding your hand. Maybe then I'll sink on our kitchen dancing around, baby.
Talking about babies.
And I
Hey,
say,
saying you're my baby, talking about babies.
Yeah, that's
saying
cool.
you're my baby.
Next
while
thing
we're
you
talking
know,
about
I want to
Then we also
say,
said holding your
I'm just
hands.
gonna hold on to you down in our sunset, baby, just about as good as
Kitchen
it
dance,
gets.
too.
Yeah, son's kitchen dance is slow, talking about, say you're my baby, talking about babies. See, this is what we do. We just talk until something rhymes. Sometimes it's like 2 hours and it's like, wait a minute, what did you just say?
Do you have any lyrics from the past that now you cringe at?
When I first started writing, I just wrote down lyrics, like I wrote poems, you know, because I didn't really know the guitar too well. So I remember it being super like, I need you, like rhyming you with you and you and you and all that stuff.
It's a close rhyme.
I need you, I want you because you're the best and I love you. Like that kind of stuff. You try to forget about those.
Yeah.
But that's like the beauty of songwriting is,
Yeah.
in a nutshell, you're always trying to find a different way to say I love you. Because everyone says I love you and they know what it means, but how can you say it differently?
Some say,
Let's start at the place where you go.
and I just wanna hold on.
Yes, yes, some say, I just wanna hold on to you on the front porch swing while I'm joying with you. Doesn't love getting on better. Gotta lead and never beats better.
That's where the crowd goes.
Just remember that, man, better. All right, we gotta go. Always gonna.
Well done, my man.
Thank you.
After all the songwriting hype about Tennessee sunsets, I can happily report it did not disappoint. The day with Brad was winding down, but I still had more questions for him. I've always found there's no better place to get to the heart of things than around a campfire.
Before I leave, because I'm sure you're trying to kick me out at this point, I do want to know, in your life up to this point, what are you most proud of?
Wow. Whew. I mean, obviously, the correct answer and the right answer is I'm most proud of my family, the two boys that my wife and I have. I'm so proud to be their dad and to be her husband. But in my career, what I'm the most proud of would be when a mom comes through the autograph line with her family, maybe her like teenage daughter or her young son, and says, "Thank you so much for making music that my family can listen to together in the car," or "Thanks for making a show that we could take the kids to." That, I guess because music was such a big part of my childhood, that's what makes me the most proud as an entertainer.
Nice. Okay, so you've accomplished a lot in your life, but what is the one thing you would tell your younger self? Maybe yourself 10 years ago.
That would be a lot younger. Man, what would I tell myself 10 years ago? I probably would have, I know this is kind of stereotypical, but I would have said to try and enjoy all the amazing moments and not always think about the next one. And not to pat myself on the back, but I do think I've tried pretty stinking hard to do that, but I'd still remind myself of that to do it even more, because you know, everything that started our career was exciting, everything in the middle, you know, the future is exciting. It's all exciting, but it's so hard to chill and just enjoy it, which is literally why we're here, why we built this place, is like a little bit of a reset, a little bit of a slow down and say, this is how we grew up in the middle of nowhere. How about we try and do that again?
Thank you so much for having me over today,
Thanks for
showing
coming.
me this wonderful place. I had a blast.
Well, so did I, and I think you did a great job of just kind of like living a day in the life of Brad Rempel, which, was it as glamorous as it seems? Did it seem glamorous? I think it was just kind of like hard work and good songwriting, or what did you say?
It was cool. Writing a song.
You did a great job.
Yeah, I'm now officially a songwriter.
Absolutely. I got a certificate for you that you'll get in the mail.
Thank you. Worked out.
Ran up the hill, hardcore.
Yes.
I was a close second. I just want to have that on record. What else did we do? Wrote a song, had some breakfast. That was good.
That coffee, yeah.
Protein shake. Saw the sunset and the sunrise all in one day. It happens every day, by the way.
It does.
We ran, we sang, and I got to see the gorgeous furnishings in Brad's cottage from Ashley Home Store. What an incredible day here in Tennessee. I may have to come back soon for more songwriting and sunsets. Until next time.
You're afraid of cats?
Petrified.
All
Now
right.
let's make some s'mores.
Well, you didn't bring any,
Oh,
so.
shoot.
Oh, cat!
Was that good?